Yo, what is going on, guys? You got Glop, and today I'm back with yet another RU live. This time I'm actually using another double fighting spam team. This one is built by Gator Boy. We're rocking out with Lychee Berry, Endure, Reversal, Hitmonlee. That's supported by Indeedee with Psychic Terrain. Kind of helps, block Hitmonlee from priority, stuff like that. Scarf, Malamar. It's weird, but it fits in the team. And then we've got a defensive core of Jellicent and Steelix, and then we also have the mascot, Virizion, the other fighting type, to help pressure Hitmonlee's check. So without wasting any more time, we're just going to go ahead and get into this. We're definitely getting higher on the ladder, that's for sure. We are a little bit outside top 500 now, which is good, so the quality of these games should be much better than the previous installations, which I'm happy about. However, that means I might be taking some L's. So here we are. Looking at this, Sableye looks interesting. I'm thinking it's part of a defensive core with Steelix and Snorlax. Ninjask probably there for maybe like a late game cleanup. Rotom probably going to be choiced in some way. It could be Nasty Plot though, because it really looks like the only breaker they have, so I'm kind of curious to see how this one will play out. In terms of my leads, I've got a couple options. Looking at Jellicent perhaps, or maybe even Indeedee. I really like Indeedee as a lead versus the majority of teams. You'll probably notice this team does not have hazard removal, but it's offensive enough to the point where it doesn't really make a difference. Like, I haven't seen it as an issue. Either way, we're going to go ahead and lead off with Indeedee here, get up the Psychic Terrain. That's going to negate this thing from using priority moves, which is quite helpful. That's going to allow us to get a, I would say, relatively free switch out into Virizion here, as they're going to pivot into Snorlax. And they have to respect the prospect of close combat here. I imagine you would scout by going into Ninjask. Or even Rotom Mow. But Rotom Mow gives it a lot of leniency. I'm going to throw off an Air Slash expecting Ninjask to want to come out. It's a little bit of a rushed play. They could go into Sableye as well. But I'm going to try to keep them honest. They do go into Sableye, which I think is the correct play on their part. But that's still going to allow me to get up a Calm Mind. I'm sure they'll expect that, but I'm going to click it anyways. They might forget about how Psychic Terrain works. They do make a double, though, into Rotom Mow. If it's choiced, that's the only way it outspeeds me. I suppose they could trick me as Scarf, but I think getting damage on Rotom is really nice. It looks like if we get rid of Sableye, then Hitmonlee is just going to clean up because there's no priority in any of these other Pokemon. I'm going to throw off Focus Blast as I go back into Sableye. Are you trying to pivot into Ninjask here and Giga? That would make sense. I'm going to Air Slash again, as they just go ahead and recover. Now, I don't mind taking a Wisp. I'm going to Giga Drain here. They seem quite content on just clicking a Recover, and I don't think that's the right play. Yeah. Because that just gets destroyed. So Virizion already putting in some work. That's what I like to see. It's going to give Ninjask an opportunity to come in, but that's basically free rocks with Steelix, provided they don't U-turn, which they do. Good play on their part. That's going to allow them to get in their Rotom, I presume, or Indeedee, trying to break down my team. I can pivot into Malamar pretty comfortably here, I'd say, as they go for a Psychic, and that's going to give us a free knockoff. Something's losing its item. It's going to be Ninjask, because that takes a lot from that. But actually, it appears that it is no item, so they're probably running Acrobatics on this. However, they are going to get a free U-turn. Not a huge deal, seeing as how Indeedee was their response to my Steelix. So I kind of have the discretion of playing around things how I want to. Rotom is coming back out. Could be Plot. Kind of debating my options here. I like the idea of just pivoting into Virizion. However, if they go for Volt Switch, then I'm kind of in the vortex, so to speak. Just going to... yeah, I'm going to go into Virizion. As I go for a Leaf Storm, that works out wonderfully for us. I've been going for like Air Slash very aggressively. I feel like they might try to pivot to Snorlax, which doesn't really make sense, but I think I'm going to Air Slash again. They stay in. Flinch? No. Okay. Still, damage on Rotom is good. And again, like I said, if I get Rocks up and just get a little bit of chip on Steelix, I break that sturdy, then Hitmonlee is going to go in. So we'll pivot to Malamar here. They go for Dazzling Gleam. Nice prediction on their part. However, I still get rid of somebody's item. Or I get rid of their soul. It turns out to be Indeedee. Steelix coming out, this is perfect. I just want this knocked, because that'll pretty much seal up the game, I want to say. They opt to get up rocks. Makes sense. This thing dies upon switching. I could save it as a sack, like that's an idea, but I don't know how important that'll be. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I just want to, like, weaken this and then get in Virizion again. Just start throwing off strong attacks. So, we'll go down here to the body press. We will get in our own Virizion. And I want to say Giga's good here. Yeah. Gonna recover up a lot. I don't think we died at press. Just barely tanking that, and I will Giga again. We should live the Life Orb recoil after the healing, but they finally make the pivot into Ninjask. It did a lot more than I expected, honestly. The question is, do I really need Virizion? It can switch into rocks one more time, I believe. For that reason, I will go into Steelix. I'm giving Rotom an opportunity, but now that I know it is not choiced, I don't see it as too big of a threat. Rocks up means that Ninjask dies. I don't even think I need rocks at this point. Like, this game, it'd be very hard for me to throw this one away, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'll throw up rocks just to make my life easier, I guess. They go for Leaf Storm. Cool. I really do want to hang on to Steelix, though, for the sake of potentially roaring out Snorlax if things, you know, somehow got out of hand. With that in mind, I'll just go out into my Indeedee as they pivot into Steelix, and this is great for us because we get to click Psyshock and pick up a KO. We might even just win with Indeedee, honestly. Steelix is going to drop, and Snorlax is not going to appreciate this hit. This should do well over half. Yeah, that's huge damage. Darkest Laria is going to take us out, but at this point, Hitmonlee just wins. We'll go out to him. Go out to my man Jabroni. It's actually a reference to a nickname I once gave a Hitmonlee in a Soul Link with one of my friends. You guys know my nicknames are whack. By the way, if you stuck around this long, I've been looking at my analytics. There's a very large portion of you who are not subscribed. And I normally don't ask for that, but if you enjoy the content, it would be very much appreciated. Back to our battle here. I could definitely, like, throw this. I think I'm going to sack Steelix because it's not necessary. Let me consider my options here. Yeah, we'll sack Steelix because this is going to allow us to get in Virizion. And then we can go for a Life Orb Giga Drain, which will put it in range of Hitmonlee's close combat, and that will secure the victory that way. So they're taking their time here. I mean, there's nothing really to think about. You can't go to Ninjask. You kind of just have to, like, click an attack, click Nasty Plot if you got it, pray, click the X button. They're going to go for Volt Switch, and like I said, this is now definitely in range of Hitmonlee close combat, and I think they realize that, and they go ahead and forfeit, so off to a good start with this team. I'm really in love with this idea of, like, using two fighting types. I mean, you can do something like that in pretty much any tier, you know, with the idea of weakening each other's counters and checks, but I feel like it's a lot more effective in some of the lower tiers, whereas in the higher tiers, there's, like, a wide range of threats that you have to account for, so that's probably why it works better here in these lower tiers. This guy's a whack team. And I don't know why we're seeing so much Ninjask. If I'm not mistaken, I don't even think Ninjask is RU by usage. But apparently it's the new wave. Everybody's on it. Okay, so looking at this team. Duraludon probably rocks. Most likely Defog. Rocky Helmet Cramorant seems to be the thing that's going around. In terms of my lead, it's kind of a tough one. I think I want to lead off with Virizion. Because I feel like they would lead Duraludon. I just don't know. This is an interesting matchup for sure. I'll lead with Virizion, see what happens. They lead off with Cramorant. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pivot into my Jellicent as I go for Drill Peck. That is new. Gonna throw off a Wisp here as I go for Substitute. Well, now I'm a little bit worried because I don't know what this Pokemon gets, quite honestly. Gonna click Scald as they continue to Drill Peck. We're gonna have to recover in the next turn. By the way, this PMD, that stands for the Pringles Marketing Department. That is what Jellicent is all about. Sub Cramorant, definitely interesting. What I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to taunt this turn, and then I'm going to click Scald in the next turn. That way, as I break the sub, they cannot go for another sub, which will provide me with either a free recover or a Will-O-Wisp, depending on what I want to do. They decide to switch out into Delmise on the Scald. We get the burn. That's right. Okay. From here, I think that Steelix is like pretty free. I can always roar them out if they try to trap me with Anchor Shot. And I like the idea of getting up rocks on a team that seems so very weak to them. Gonna go ahead and do that now. If they spin, good play. Well, trying to keep them honest though. From here, I mean, I could go into Malamar. I don't know. It's kind of a weird spot. Like, I would love it if I had Heavy Slam, but I do not. I could try going to Jellicent, but I feel like that's very, like, unnecessary to bait out, like, a spin. I don't know if I want to take that risk. I do not think it's worth it. I'll go to Virizion, since this thing is burned, as they go for another Whip. I think I just want to Air Slash. We do a good amount of damage. They go for Spin. Fair enough. I could Calm Mind here to put on some extra pressure. I guess it really doesn't matter since Ninjask just outspeeds anyways. So I'll throw off another Air Slash. Knock out Delmise. Now next time we get the rocks up, they are here to stay. Because I don't think Cramorant has any room for, what's it called? Defog on that moveset. Gonna go to Steelix here. They're gonna throw off Acrobatics and do absolutely no damage. And I will set up the rocks. I'm assuming Cramorant or Rapidash are gonna want to come in here. It'll be the latter. A little bit threatening to this team for sure. SD could definitely be a problem. Will-O-Wisp also could be an issue. I'm gonna go to, I think Jellicent first is the play. I'm just very paranoid about Cramorant, funnily enough, getting out of hand if I don't play my cards right. Gonna go Jellicent. They go for Flare Blitz. That is a lot of damage. That is a Choice Banded Rapidash if I've ever seen one. Knowing that. Yeah, this is definitely a tough turn. I really feel like this Pokemon is too important to just let go down here. I think I'm going to sack Virizion. I mean, it does very well versus the rest of their team, though. I don't know. It's a tough choice. I mean, at this point, Jellicent doesn't even look that great either, honestly. Because, like, DD can deal with Cramorant to a certain extent. I think I'm gonna let them have this. I might regret it, but I think I'm gonna let them have it. This is gonna let me go out into Malamar now, and I can go for... I could go for Superpower. They actually really don't appreciate that. I guess Ninjask could come in, but I mean, I can't stop that anyways. Knockoff would be my other option. But I like the idea of lessening the damage I take thanks to the defense boost. They're going to go into Ninjask. That thing would have probably just died to Knockoff, but not a huge deal. They get to U-turn, I guess, which is kind of annoying. I could go to Hitmonlee on the U-turn. I think I'm going to do that. They actually go for Leech Life, and I feel really stupid because that was a misplay. But have no fear. We shall still win. It was all a bait. I don't know why I didn't think that they would just not have like another bug move. I don't know. Either way, they're going to go for Protect. I don't get that play. I can go for Roar here. Right? I mean, Toxic's a pretty decent option, too. I'm gonna roar. Yeah, expecting a U-turn. If they go out to Rapidash, it's gonna take 2 rounds of rocks then, basically. Alright, get that boy out of here. Drapion is in. Gonna EQ? Oh, Cramorant is boots. Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna EQ. As they taunt me. Well, that works out wonderfully. I'm assuming you wouldn't just let me kill you here, so I'm gonna double the Virizion. Expecting a switch out to that Cramorant. It also covers if they go for a knockoff, which they do. And I'm hitting this. I'm hitting this Focus Blast. Let's go. That's the mascot coming through.
No one has ever done that. No one has ever done that in the history of Pokemon.
I'm going to check and make sure that OBS is not... Okay, good. Because, like, the last couple times I've been doing this, sometimes OBS has just, like, muted my mic for no reason. I don't like that. This thing is very annoying, actually. I mean, I feel like they would just Drill Peck or Roost. I'm alright just clicking Giga Drain here, seeing what happens. Do a good amount of damage to it. They're going to Drill Peck, and that should basically seal the game. Well, they do have Protect on Ninjask, which is dumb, but they have it. Either way, we can get a kill with Psychic. We'll go ahead and knock this thing out. It's probably going to prompt them to go out to Rapidash, which I'll have to sack somebody to, but you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Steelix cannot be sacked because, crazily enough, Ninjask could clean up these 3 offensive threats, so Duraludon's going to be sent out. Do I care about this thing? No, because Rapidash outspeeds it and so does Ninjask, so I'm just going to click Psychic. Almost one-shot it, wow. Dark Pulse does KO us in return. I'm trying to think about what's the best play. If this guy... Yeah, okay. Probably just close combat with Hitmonlee, right? Yeah. Yes, I think. Gotta use my big brain here. Alright, my big brain has told me that it actually doesn't matter. So I'm going to Hitmonlee. Gonna click the close combat. Knock out this. The reason I did this is that if they end up going into Rapidash here instead for some reason, I could endure and then outspeed them the next turn thanks to the Lychee Berry and Unburden. They decided to go out to Ninjask though. The thing is they outspeed with +1. Like they would outspeed after +1, they would outspeed Unburden Hitmonlee even after the boost. So just gonna click knockoff. Yeah. Because they died a entry now. So what I can do is I can actually, just to like 100% ensure the victory, I can go out into... Okay, I was like thinking maybe if they're boots. I don't know. No, they're definitely not. We sack this to the Flare Blitz. That's going to 100% put it in range. Actually, we don't sack anybody. Ninja should just tank that like a beast. That's going to be the game. I think we'll grab one more. We are definitely climbing through the ranks, though. I'm a big fan of this team. I was very skeptical at first because I was like, team with no hazard control, probably not going to be that good. But just the offensive nature of it works so well. And it's weird, too, because, like, you have Steelix and Jellicent there as, like, a balance aspect. But to me, it feels more like they're just there as defensive play to then pull a double into one of your threats again. That's kind of like how I seem to be playing it. And it's working out well. Definitely liking the team. I will be linking that in the description. I've done that for pretty much every live, I think. So if you are interested in using this team as well, go ahead and check it out down there. Again, credits for that goes to Gator Boy. I actually got the team from the RU team building competition thing they have. It's like a forum over on Smogon. I'll show the tab real quick. Basically, they like take a Pokemon or a series of Pokemon, and they're like, all right, guys, build around it. And then they make masterpieces like this. Seems like we're having a little bit of trouble finding somebody, though. But we've arrived. And I noticed that Ninetales is a little bit threatening to this team. But I think this is a Hitmonlee game. because if we get rid of Vileplume, like, Reversal just one-shots every single other Pokemon. And they have no priority, so... Definitely a threatening matchup, though. I don't like the idea of webs. I don't think they have rocks, though. Interesting. RU is a very strange tier. So, I think that... this is a little bit tough. Like, I want to lead with Steelix, but then I'm inherently at a disadvantage if they have Ninetales. Whereas just leading Hitmonlee, like, doesn't leave me at that disadvantage. But it's not necessarily, like, the greatest position to be in either. This is definitely a tough matchup in terms of getting the lead right. I'm going to trust my gut and say Hitmonlee. Galvantula is the lead of choice. Going to go for knockoff here. I don't know if Hitmonlee will be the Pokemon that sweeps, but it can definitely open up some doors. They seem to be taking their sweet time. Understandable. I mean, I took some time thinking about the lead. I want to say that's in range of close combat, because that's 92 damage, and this is 90. Yeah, they should just drop the CC. The only annoying thing would be like if they have T-Wave, but I doubt that. They're going to Volt Switch out, probably into their Vileplume. Good play on their part. Hopefully we do not... Oh, that's really good for us. We're going to get a huge hit off here, and we can actually endure in the next turn. Because I'm assuming they would just attack, right? Like, you could Will-O-Wisp. I'm going for it. There it is. Let's go. We got our attack boost, and we can now throw off a very strong reversal and pop somebody. There it is. Unfortunately, they can just go in their Vileplume. Wait a minute. Rotom Fan. I feel like this thing might drop. I really do. Gonna calc this here. Sorry if this takes a little bit of time. Reversal, if they are no HP, does like 99. I think I'm gonna click the good button. No, they have HP. Unfortunate, but that's still good. That's very good damage. Unfortunately, now we have Chlorophyll Vileplume. I do not like the sound of that. I could go into Malamar here. In fact, that's definitely the play, right? It's just a matter of do I click Psycho Cut or Knock Off. Because if I Psycho Cut into the Gastrodon, then I'm kind of on the back foot. And I definitely want Rocks up at some point, too. Gonna go to Malamar. I do not think they would expect the Psycho Cut, honestly. I mean, they could, but, like, they probably think they're faster. If they have Sleep Powder, they would go for it. Most likely. It's a weird turn. I'm going to Psycho Cut. Just going to play it safe. As they go for growth. Oh, yo, the meme. The Choice Scarf. Yo, my speed is fast as hell. That is so good for us, actually. Wow, okay. So they will be able to get in like Charizard or even Gastrodon, but... Alright, well, somebody's got to die. I could, like, go Jealous. I mean, Malamar could actually win this late game with Superpower, funnily enough. Just got to consider what is the right play. I don't think I go to Steelix. Because, again, I think that Rocks being up will be very helpful. But then again, like, do I need them? Virizion kind of just... It only beats Gastrodon. Which is important, but... Like, Indeedee can do that too. Whenever Indeedee gets in, it basically gets a kill. So... And I don't really know if, like, letting Jellicent take unnecessary damage is just worth it. I'll go to it just for the sake of wasting some turns, I guess. I don't really know how I feel about this play, but we've committed. It's most likely Solar Power, yep. But that doesn't look like Specs. I feel like Specs Solar Power would do a lot more. Could go to Malamar on the Solar Beam. It's an option. But like, I really like Malamar in this, actually. What does knocking off Charizard accomplish? It knocks it off. That's it. This is probably Boots then, right? Meaning that I actually probably take this Solar Beam if I had to guess. Probably a bit rash to just let it take one. I'm going to go into Steelix here. As I go Gastrodon. This is actually pretty good for me. I would like to get this thing Toxic. Or do I value Rocks? Because Steelix is not very important right now. I feel like Rhoda might be Boots too. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough for sure. I'm gonna go for Rocks because I'm bad. Burn, whatever, dude. Gonna go to Virizion now. If they go to Charizard, that's a nice play on their part. I would respect that. Because, I mean, the switch is pretty obvious. They go for Scald, not a big deal. We are a special variant. I'm gonna click Air Slash here. It'll do decent damage to Charizard, as it is revealed to be Boots, okay. But I mean, that's kind of like a free Jellicent. Unless this is some crazy shit like Belly Drum, I think we're good. They could double into Rotom or Galvantula, but I don't think I mind that. They're gonna go for Flamethrower, very cool. Going to Recover here. As they opt to Defog. And from here, I will throw off a Will-O-Wisp. It'll kill Rotom if we land. If we land. Oh, jeez. Okay. Let's not throw. We'll go to Steelix. We will click the Toxic button. It's looking very appealing right now. Gastrodon comes in. We managed to land our status move, which is wonderful. Still gonna go to... I could double Toxic like a boss. That'd be such a hot play. I want to do it. I want to do it so badly. Why did I do it? It was not the play. It's okay, though. We'll get Virizion in again. The thing is, if I get a Calm Mind up, it's looking pretty dangerous for him. So... And I'm pretty sure Air Slash will force a kill. Like, if he should go to it now. And it's annoying, because then I just have to, like, sack Steelix, but... We'll see. Nope, goes for Scald. Okay, well, I'm gonna click Air Slash and pick up my kill. They go to Charizard. So, provided we land, we are good. Thank you, Virizion. Never let me down. Besides the last Showdown Live, where you missed Leaf Storm. But it's okay. This... Doesn't this drop? Oh, this actually speed ties. Interesting. I did not know that. We will sack off the Steelix. That is no longer necessary. Goodbye. This is going to allow us to get in our meme and knock somebody's item. Oh, your Sash was knocked off. Right. Well, then I guess Psycho Cut's like the play, right? Yeah, because it'll kill it. That works. Works for me. Game looks pretty over, not going to lie. I'm sad that, like, Hitmonlee didn't get to do, you know, its crazy shenanigans, but what are you going to do? That's actually Scarf. Interesting. Well, you got to take this crit. Well, I wish it was a crit. Does not matter, though. Like I said, the game is... It's definitely over. Gonna go to Virizion. Doesn't matter. Gonna click Giga Drain. It'll either kill this or the Rotom. I mean, they have to sack this, basically. And then they have to go... They would have to get so many Air Slash flinches, you would not believe. It's definitely possible, but it's improbable. As they decide to leave, and I'm going to take that as a sign of forfeit. Yeah, the avatar change, this guy just logged off. So that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm loving doing these Showdown Lives. There's definitely going to be more on the way. There's also going to be some more Pokemon Clover coming pretty soon, like in the next day or two, so stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.